Hello folks, this is Sullla once again, giving you another League of Legends game. This is taken from a 5v5 custom scrimmage match that we had. So the story that goes back for this one is I got a message from GoingBerserk, the Irelia player in this game, asked if me and some of my friends wanted to do a scrimmage game against him and some of his friends for League of Legends, and I said, hey, that sounds like a fun idea. So we met up and put this thing together, and so we're going to do this custom scrimmage match back and forth. Now this was of course draft pick, so let me just give you the bans before this game real quick. Their team did ban Kogmaw with their first ban, so we were not able to have Varus play Kogmaw, which of course would have been our first goal. I believe that we banned Morgana and Sion with our bans. We banned Morgana and Akali, and then I believe they banned Sion with their last bans. Those are the champs that were taken out. With our their team actually did have first pick, and they picked Tristana for Nubcake Alex. So they did take Tristana with their first pick. We were sort of gambling that they would not first pick Graves, and when they did not, we went ahead and grabbed Sona Graves with our next two picks because Varus and I have been having a lot of success with that bottom lane. So I did do a video on Graves on the Buttonmasters channel recently, but this was a pretty interesting scrimmage match, so I did want to cast this game. As far as the rest of the lineups, we have Seirun playing as Udyr and jungling for us, Cole, who's going to be playing as Gangplank and is going to be sitting in the top lane with his teleport, and then Donsky, who is going to be taking mid and playing the role of AP carry for us. On the other team, GoingBerserk's Irelia is going to be, looks like he's going to be in top lane as well. Then they have Kid Alphonse as Soraka, Nubcake Alex going to be Soraka Tristana down in bottom lane, Brian Fang playing as Annie going to be mid, and then Toasty Sniper, the Nocturne player, going to be the jungling for them on their side. So pretty solid lineups on both sides, and we'll see how this goes. Now, because of our champion lineup, we thought that we could go in here and look to steal their blue at the start of the game. We do have, we do have stun on Udyr's. Actually, I guess we don't have a stun because he's taken the Phoenix stance right now. But we thought that our champion lineup was a little bit stronger than theirs. I guess neither team is all that great for a level 1 fight. So we thought we could go in here and try to steal their blue. We were hoping that we could invade and catch them off guard here. And at this point, there was a little bit of confusion on our part as to what we were going to do, whether we were going to stick around here and fight them, whether we were going to stick around and try to steal their blue, or if we were going to go back to lanes and see Varus is going to recall back to the lane. And so there was a little bit of confusion right now as to whether we're going to try to steal their blue. I think right now we were planning on stealing their blue. Here comes their clairvoyance in, so they're going to see us, and then we're still trying to figure out what we want to do right here, and I make the mistake of turning back, and uh-oh! Sona is just going to explode right there. So the other team is going to kill me and take first blood, and that was a very, very bad mistake on my part, needless to say. So yes, that did not go well. I didn't even burn my flash there at the end because once I took all that damage, flashing wouldn't have done anything. I'd already been ignited, but that was a really, really big mistake, needless to say. So again, that was stupid. That was a dumb play. It was of course my fault, but part of that was due to the fact that we couldn't quite seem to make up our minds as to whether we wanted to stay there and try to take their blue, or if we wanted to just clear out once they saw us there. And just a little bit of confusion led to me getting absolutely blown up by their team and giving them first blood. So that was actually the second game in a row where we had tried to invade the other team's jungle, and it did not work out. Needless to say, though, we do have the Irelia versus Gangplank up here in top lane, Kennen versus Annie in middle lane, and then down here in the lane that we're going to be concentrating on, we do have Graves and Tristana, or Graves and Sona against Tristana and Soraka. So that is the pairing that we have down here in bottom lane. So right there, going to get a lot of harass. Look how much damage we did to Tristana right there. That was the Sona using the auto attack, using the power cord, does extra damage, along with the Sona Q, and then Varus dashing in with quick draw and also using his buckshot, so using his E and his Q right there. Now notice an early thing that I need to point out. Notice I had clairvoyance Nocturne. I saw that Nocturne was over at his wraiths, so the first thing that I did was, hey, I have bought wards as a good support. Then I'm going to ward this Tribrush here very early on because this is the path that Nocturne is going to come through if he wants to try to kill us. And so we can see Nocturne is hanging around here. We were trying to maybe ambush him in the Tribrush, but it looks like they knew we were there. They do see the clairvoyance coming in. Down here, Varus has been exhausted, and right there, a lot of damage coming in back and forth. Varus is going to have to flash out. Notice that I do not burn my flash. I was waiting to see if I would need it, and I did not need it, and so we were able to disengage there with both the Tristana player here very low, actually was down to about 50 health there, and Varus said he would have actually killed the Tristana player if he had not been exhausted in the fight there. So both AD carries using their exhaust, both of them getting very low in the fight, but neither side quite able to finish each other off. I actually did not have heal while that fight was going on. I was only level 1, but now I've hit level 2, and I am going to turn my mana into heals right now for Varus. Nocturne hanging around again. So again, value of warding this Tri-Brush. If you know where the jungler is as a support, you need to find where the jungler is with your Clairvoyance, which I did. Knew that Nocturne was hanging around in the bottom jungle. Then ward the paths by which the jungler is going to come to kill you. So this is extremely important. And we were able to do that, and now finally Nocturne's going to back off. Meanwhile, Seirun, our Udyr player who's jungling, has gone in and has been trying to steal stuff in their jungle while Nocturne's been down here. We've been able to slow Nocturne down a bit because he's been spending a lot of time down here in bottom lane. So Seirun, our Udyr player, is a little bit ahead of him in lane right now. Elsewhere, the lanes, not too much has been going on thus far from what I can see. Donsky and Brian Fang, their Annie player, both started Boots 3 pots, so not too much going on there. Meanwhile, down here, we're continuing to farm. I was able to heal Varus back up to full, but in order to do that, I did have to use all of my mana. So notice I have no mana right now. So right now, we're not looking to fight, in part because I'm not really useful right now. Like I said, I turned all of my mana into healing for Varus, so now is not a good time for us to fight. They also have creep advantage. If you've noticed, they have more minions right now than we do, and at low levels, that's highly significant. You don't want to be fighting while they have, 5 caster minions on their side. That actually does do a lot of damage at early levels. So right now, we're just going to back off, not look to do anything in particular. We're just going to wait until I can get mana back and until we're able to farm some of these minions. And once we're able to do that, we're going to look to get more aggressive. But for right now, there's just not much point. It's better for me just to sit back and continue to get mana back from mana regen, because right now, if we try to trade, they're going to win the trade, and we're not really going to achieve anything because they, of course, do have Soraka, and Soraka has all that sustain. Right now, we're doing a good job of farming these minions. Right there, I tried to get in the last hit, so Varus was able to get nearly all of them. And now I was going to go back, but didn't have enough for Philistone, so it didn't quite seem worth it. And checking out to make sure that Nocturne's not down here. Nope, he's not down here at the double golems. We actually don't know where he is, which is a little bad. But so trying to find him, but not sure where he is. In terms of minion kills, Varus is on 39, and their Tristana player's on 31, so pretty even, but we're slightly ahead. Meanwhile, while that was going on, Nocturne did go middle and helped Annie get a kill on our Kennen player Donsky, but Donsky's Ignite was able to finish off Brian Fang, their Annie player, so we were able to turn that into a 1-for-1 trade. So that could have gone a lot worse. They did get one kill on us, but we were able to get a kill back on the other side. And a nice job by their Nocturne player, who is Toasty Sniper, to help in there and get that kill. Meanwhile, Seirun coming down here, trying to go after this lane down here in the bottom. We do have a Gangplank ult coming in from top lane from Cole, our Gangplank player. Not going to turn into any kills right here, but we were able to get in a little bit of damage, so not able to, get too much out of that. But we were able to get in a little damage, and Seirun is going and stealing double golems. So once again, that's the second camp he's now gone and stolen from Nocturne. Meanwhile, there is a fight in top lane. Nocturne's going up there, and actually the red buff from Nocturne finished off a kill on Cole, our Gangplank player. So that was a little bit unfortunate, and that was a pretty serious dive. You can see he died all the way back here, so pretty far back there. But unfortunately, that was another kill for them, and their team's actually had 3-1 here in the early going, off to a nice start. Seirun then, I believe he went and stole the Wraiths as well, so he's been stealing a lot of jungle camps there, which maybe bodes well for the future. Down here, trying to exchange a little bit with these guys. The way that you play against a Soraka lane when Soraka is the support is you try to go in and fight whenever the heal from Soraka is not on somebody. So right there, if you noticed earlier, Soraka used her heal, and right there it was on cooldown. So here we are going to go in once again. See right there, the heal goes in on Tristana. What you want to do is you want to shift focus. So basically, if Soraka uses her heal on Tristana, we then want to immediately shift our focus to Soraka herself, because that armor buff is just enormous in the game. What is it? Right now, I believe it's probably giving about 60 armor, and it goes all the way up to, like 100 or something when it's at max rank. So you really can't fight someone when they have that much armor. See, 124, and let's see. I can't see what it goes down to. Can't see because there's a Nocturne ult coming in. Nocturne, believe that he was mid, not 100% sure. Or maybe that was just a straight kill in mid. But in any case, they were able to score another kill in middle lane. So Annie is now a bit ahead of Donsky, our Kennen player. Let's see, Annie 45 minion kills, Donsky at 38. But again, as I was saying, the key thing there is when you're up against Soraka, you want to shift focus, you want to attack whoever does not have the heal on them, because you're just going to be wasting your time and doing exactly what they want if you're beating on someone who has like 150 armor early in the game. We also had a comment here, are you going to put this on YouTube? And people ask me this all the time. The answer to that is I never have any idea when I'm playing if it's going to go on YouTube or not. It just, if it turns into an interesting game one way or the other, I look at things after the fact and decide if I think that they're interesting. So I never have any idea if something's going to go on YouTube when we're actually playing. So I do get that question a lot, and there's no, there's like no scientific formula. It's just, does this feel like an interesting game? And this one was for a number of reasons that we'll be getting to in a couple of minutes. Anyway, our words have died. I've gone back and picked up a Philosopher's Stone, so I'm going to toss down another word. This word is on 8 seconds, so it's just about to die, so I'll go ahead and reword there. And then we need another word up here at Dragon. So if you look at the map, this gives us tons of coverage. This word here sees anything coming in from these gang paths, and then this one here, notice how far it is up the river. It sees this jungle entrance, this jungle entrance, and gives us tons of warning of anyone trying to come down the river towards us. So that's why why I picked these spots to ward. The one place where we don't have word coverage is they can actually gank through the lane, and they can actually get into the brush down here, which is a little bit dangerous. Anyway, Sarun is coming in here with his bear stance, going to hit on the stun here, and then we're going to get a nice ultimate from Cole. Meanwhile, I'm going to flash ult as Sona, and going to get one kill, and oh my goodness, double kill on Sona. Wow, okay, didn't see that one coming. But that was a really nice team play. We had Sarun coming in with his bear stance on Udyr, getting those stuns. We have a great ultimate from Cole, just tossing down his pirate ultimate right here to slow, and then I used flash ult to go in, and then we were able to pick off the kills. And I wish that Varus had gotten them on Graves, but in fact I ended up getting both kills. Now again, look what we immediately choose to do. We immediately turn and try to go for this dragon, and this is actually a little bit risky because Sarun told us he did not have smite up, so their Nocturne could have come in and stolen this, but we were just sort of hoping that he would assume that we had smite up and he wouldn't try to jump in there and steal it. So we were able to get that dragon, and Nocturne was in the area, but he didn't try to jump in there. So again, maybe this is sort of basic, but I do see people make this mistake a lot in League of Legends. If you score a double kill in bottom lane and you have the jungler there, immediately go and take dragon. It's sort of a basic play, but it makes a huge difference because when you can take those 2 kills and get ahead and then immediately turn that into a dragon, it puts you further ahead. Now, unfortunately, I didn't see quite how that happened. I didn't see how it happened when I was playing the game either. But Brian Fang, the Annie player, has been doing really well against Donsky, our Kennen player. Donsky is 1-3, and Brian Fang is 4-1, and he also is getting ahead in farm as well. Donsky has picked up his Will of the Ancients, and Annie has converted these kills into a lot of early ability power with that needlessly large rod. So she is doing quite well in this game. Well, Brian Fang is doing quite well, and Annie is off to a really strong start. However, I have 2 kills. We would have preferred to have them on Graves, but sometimes it works out that way. I was not trying to take those kills, so I've been able to pick up a Heart of Gold, been able to pick up boots and some more wards. Meanwhile, Varus, who has been farming very well, 72 minion kills, most in the game, pretty much tied with GoingBerserk, the Irelia player, but is slightly ahead, has Wriggles, double Dorans, and has even picked up a Mana Pot there. Right here, we're going to go in, and notice right now, as soon as Tristana gets that armor buff, we're going to stop and back off. Now the armor buff has gone away, so right here, we're going to switch focus to Soraka. Here comes the Soraka Wish Ult, and oh my goodness! Stealing another kill away from Graves. Oh, I don't even know how that happened. But the key thing in that fight was, if you noticed, once that heal came in once they used the Soraka heal on Tristana, we shifted focus. We started going after Soraka instead, and Soraka not that tanky, so we switched focus and were able to burst her down. And another great Gangplank ult. Right here, going to use the movement speed boost on Varus, and he's going to quick draw in. So one reason why Sona and Graves work so well, of course, the basic reason why they work so well is they're both really strong champions. But beyond that, movement speed boost plus Graves quick draw. See right here, I'm going to get the power chord. There's the slow, and now Varus is going to use his own smoke cloud, and oh, there we go. Gonna finish off that kill with I believe with Buckshot right there. So we were able to get another kill right there, and so we've just started to seize control of this lane. Hey, look what we found here, Nocturne right there. So again, yes, it is good to ward that Tri-Brush, particularly when you're on the purple side of the map. It's more important to ward it when you're on the purple side because it's such an obvious route that for junglers to take to try to come and kill you right there. So again, warding this brush, very, very important. We're keeping track of that jungler, and we're trying to do our best just to make it so that Toasty Sniper, the Nocturne player, cannot come in and have free reign on the rest of our champs. I believe that Sarun went up to top lane and tried to get a kill on their Irelia player, but it looks like GoingBerserk was able to dodge that. Annie hanging around here as well, but we do have the ward. Somebody dropped it up in top lane, so nicely done. And their team going to counter ward as well, as you can see while we're looking at that. Now, because I had all this gold from early kills, normally I don't have all this. Normally I do not have 3 kills in the first 13 minutes as Sona. So what I did was I went back and I grabbed another passive gold item, the lucky pick here. Normally I would not get this. I usually do not use this on my Sona build, but because I've got the extra gold, hey, why not pick it up? And look at the gold, look at the passive gold stacking up here with 3 of these different gold per 10 items. Plus, I also do have gold per 10 quintessences. So that stacks up to a lot of gold if you're watching down there in the bottom left-hand corner. Anyway, right here, Tristana's going to rocket jump in. And so right here, immediately, what are we going to do? Shift focus away from Tristana onto Soraka. So right here, there's the Sona flash ult. And going to finish off that kill there with Graves ult plus the buckshot. Varus even said he thought that Soraka kind of took the initial hit from the buckshot and then flashed backwards and took another hit from the buckshot. I'm not 100% sure that that's what happened. But again, the key thing in that fight is when you see that Soraka heal come in, you need to shift focus to the person that Soraka isn't healing, because you're just going to be beating your head against a wall when you're trying to heal someone with like 150 armor or whatever it is that they have. Anyway, so we have control of this lane here. We can, right now, if we want to, we can zone, or we can try to push this tower. I believe we're going to do a little bit of zoning. So notice the position. Varus farms. I zone down here. If Tristana wants to come forward to get minion kills, she's going to take a lot of damage from me, and she's also going to take a lot of damage. So right here, there's the quick draw in. There's the power cord slow, and if she doesn't use rocket jump there, she's probably going to die. So again, we're just going to, get in a little farming, and hey, look who's back again. It's Nocturne. And why can we see him? Because, of course, we have this brush warded. So Toasty Sniper's trying to do his job. He is trying to help out his bottom lane, get down here and put pressure on the lane, but so long as I have this warded, and so long as they are not denying me vision, they need a pink ward or they need an oracle to shut down my vision. So long as I can keep doing this, I can keep my lane very, very safe. About the only route he could come is he could come down here and sit right here behind the tower, and then he could ult like right here. I actually did this. Speaker actually did this with Nocturne in the last game that I put up. So that is something you can do if you think that all the jungle routes are being warded. You can try to gank through the lane. Anyway, right here, though, Nocturne trying to go in, trying to get this kill, and Donsky actually is going to get the kill instead. Looks like Donsky had a little bit more burst than Toasty Sniper was expecting. There was a kill up in top lane, though. We were fighting up there, and Annie just used her full combo on Seirun, our Udyr player. And so that was another kill for Brian Fang. Now 5-1 on the game and is playing really well. He's doing a great job. Just while we have the vision up, well, okay, gonna look, want to check back down here. Yeah, we had another exchange, and at this point in time, we're just far out enough in front that we're winning the trades when we were up against this team. I also picked up an oracle, but apparently I didn't spot this word here, which was kind of silly. I must have walked right by it, and I must have been looking elsewhere on the screen. So I did pick up an oracle here because I want to start shutting down any vision that they might have down here. Anyways, I was saying in top lane, let's see, I did want to check on this just briefly. Cole is 013, 83 minion kills, and GoingBerserk is 002 at 109. So I feel like Irelia is a little bit ahead there in that particular laning matchup. Varus is going back, doing a little bit of zoning right now, just trying to keep them off the minion line, and we have started to snowball really far ahead. Varus is on 120 minion kills, and Tristana's on 89, so that's a pretty big advantage. And like right here, there's movement boost again. So that, again, the Sona movement boost with her Song of Celerity just gives that little movement speed boost, plus quick draw, really is significant. I was trying to get in harass with my Q there. Instead, I hit the minions and finished them off. So anyway, right there, quick draw in, plus buckshot, and immediately when that heal goes in, you can see how little damage we do when the heal goes in. Seirun is hanging out here as well because we were looking to maybe try to come after them, and they do not have a ward in that brush because I just checked it. But here comes Annie, here comes Nocturne. We're like, uh-oh, we better get out of here. There is a ward here, and I'm like, oh, let's go kill this ward. This is super, super dangerous, and I am just waiting on my flash here to see if I need to use it. Don't have to. I'm actually going to reward that brush right there. So Annie is lurking here, and again, they're doing exactly what they should. They are trying to help out their bottom lane, which is been getting shut down here. But every time they try to come and gank our bottom lane, we keep being warned of it because we have these wards here. Also, Dragon is up. Dragon has repopped. We did have the timer on the Dragon. If we had had a little bit better team coordination, we would have been right there when it respawned to kill it, but we didn't do that. Cole actually came down from top lane. He was coming down to help us out if there was a dragon fight. I believe he has his teleport up, so he can jump in if he needs us. Right here, though, we're going to look to, we're going to look to continue zoning these guys, continue putting pressure on them. Right there, going to get in some harass, use the power cord to slow. So, oh, right there's a ward too. Another ward I didn't spot, but here comes Varus. Again, we can't do anything. You see that little swirly indicator on Tristana? That's when the Soraka Astral Blessing, the Soraka heal is on her. But as long as that's on Tristana, like, we can't really do much to her. So once again, if we see that come in, what are we going to do? Shift targets. So here we go. Going to go after Soraka, and she flashes there. So now we have her flash down. I realize there's been all kinds of talk about how people don't like Flash. Oh, there's a fight going on up here. Let me shift focus right here. We have a great Gangplank ult coming in, and it's going to save Donsky on 30 HP. So that was a great Gangplank ult right there. We were actually going to come up here and help out. So Cole has used these Gangplank ults really well. He's stayed in top lane, but he's been able to help out in fight after fight by using his ultimate. So anyway, we're going to look to go in here, and right there we force another ultimate. Tristana's going to use her Buster Shot, so we're able to force another ult in these exchanges. Now remember, Soraka does have her flash down, so we are going to be able to take advantage of that in the next 3 minutes or so while it's down. So we're going to continue putting pressure on these guys right here, doing the little Sona dance under the tower, which is you want to be able to harass with their Q under the tower. So watch, once the tower fires, I'm going to dance in, hit them with Q, and dance back in. Now as soon as the tower goes down, we're going to ult. We were going to go for Tristana, but as soon as that heal comes in, we shift focus again, and we're going to go on Soraka, and once again, remember, her flash was down, so we're able to go in there and get that kill. So every time we see that Soraka ult come out, we're going to keep shifting targets, and not the Soraka ult, every time her heal comes out, we're going to keep shifting targets, and we're going to keep going after whoever she doesn't heal. So I guess that's sort of the point of this video, is how to play against Soraka in lane. I think we really were able to do a nice job of demonstrating that in this game. Now, we want to go for this dragon. We do have Smite up this time, so there it goes. So we're going to take that Smite. Annie and Nocturne are right there, but, you know, there's not really anything they can do in order to stop us from taking this dragon because we killed their bottom lane. We killed Tristana. We forced Soraka to go heal, so they can't really come out and fight us for it, and they just have to give us that dragon. So able to score the second one of the match. And we were also able to take our first tower down there in bottom lane. Now let's see, I'll just reset, look at the scoreboard here. We went back to purchase right now. I grabbed the cooldown boots and I've grabbed another ruby crystal. I'm building that towards Irelia's, and I'm also going to pick up more wards. Here we go, grabbing a couple wards here. Let's see, Varus in his build now has the pickaxe, so he's getting close to Infinity Edge. He has the Wriggles, do a Berserker Greaves, double Dorans, and he's getting relatively close to his Infinity Edge, not quite there yet. Up in top lane, let's see how this lane's going. I'm going to look at the items briefly. Cole has Wriggles, and it looks like he's going for Warmogs, has Wriggles, Philosopher's Stone, looks like he's going for Warmogs. Irelia also has Wriggles, Philosopher's Stone, and looks like she's going for Trinity Force, so pretty standard stuff right there. Once again, we spot Nocturne, and Cole should be safe because, again, we've got ward coverage here. Wards have died, so let's reward. Going to reward here at Dragon, and then I think going to reward at the Triangle Brush, not sure. They did have a ward in that brush before, but I think it's died now. Or we were able to kill it. And here, gonna ward this brush, and oh, look what we found. Here's another ward. So again, one of the keys to support play is providing your team with vision and shutting down the enemy team's vision. So trying to do that with my clairvoyance, with my wards, and also by using the oracle to try and prevent them from getting vision. And this clairvoyance was one that I was pretty happy with. I was just trying to think where would Nocturne be going right now on this screen. Tried to clairvoyance here, and oh, looks like I was wrong. Looks like he was not there. I thought that this was another point in time in the game when I spotted him. So nope, he wasn't there. He's actually up ganking in top lane. And so they actually have 3 champs up here in top. See, Soraka's up here as well. So we are going to catch Tristana down here without her support, and we are just going to blow her up very, very easily there. So that was taking advantage of the fact that Soraka was not there. I used Sona ult, freeze her in place, and then we just used the full combo. Used my power chord, used my ultimate, used my Q, and then Varus used all his skills, and we just were able to burst them down. And perhaps it was a case of lag. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe, maybe not. I think that we actually did play that one rather well, and so we were able to score that kill pretty easily. And our bottom lane is just doing really, really well right now. We're actually 7-0 in lane because the one death where I foolishly died at the beginning of the match came before we were actually in lane. So we have really dominated this bottom lane, gotten 7 kills, and taken that second level tower. So we're just in a really strong position right now. Meanwhile, the other lanes mostly have just been relatively even thus far. It has been some kills in mid. I don't believe there's been any kills in top lane. Here we were going to look to try to go after Annie in middle lane, but we saw that clairvoyance coming in. We had to back, had to get out of there safely. So at this point, looks like we're going to go... Varus is going to go back to get his Infinity Edge, and I believe I'm going to go back because I'm out of wards, and I need to grab more wards here for the team because we need to make sure that we keep having the map warded. We did ward red as well, so we're looking to make a play on their red. When it comes back off of comes back and respawns again in the in the jungle. Sometimes you do get tongue-tied when you're doing these videos. Anyway, up in top lane, Cole now has finished his Warmogs, 114, 136 minion kills. Going Berserk, 002, 151. So again, pretty even there. I think Irelia is slightly ahead, but not too much change there so far. Let's see, Donsky now has a needlessly large rod to go along with his Will of the Ancients, and Annie, it looks like she got the early needlessly large rod, but now it looks like she's going for a Rod of Ages, so that's a little bit interesting. Anyway, we saw we saw Nocturne at their red camp because, again, we worded this on our last pass through the jungle, so we are going to come after here. We're going to try to gank him. There's the Irelia's movement speed boost to go along with Song of Celerity. We're going to come in here. There's the Sona ult to stun, and oh, another kill steal. Yeah, so 4th kill of the game, and again, not really trying to do that, but sometimes you do end up getting a whole bunch of kills as Sona when you press Q at just the right moment to finish somebody off. So sorry about that, Varus. Varus did get the red buff, though, because their Nocturne player, Toasty Sniper, actually did smite early. Varus was able to get that. So he actually did get red, which was kind of nice, because red is not that useful on Sona as a player. But again, the thing that set up that play was when we went through the jungle before, we warded that, and we did have vision on Nocturne trying to do that, so that was the key to that whole play. Now, again, what are we doing right here? Well, Donsky and I are sitting in mid. We're trying to put some pressure on mid. Varus is just farming in bottom lane. We sent Varus down to bot to put some pressure there and farm. Varus can 1v1 anyone on their team, so they're going to have to send 2 champs. They sent some people mid to deal with us, and what that did was that left top lane exposed, so we're going to get that tower. And again, that's a result of putting pressure on middle tower, putting pressure on bottom lane, so that leaves top free for us to go and grab it because Nocturne was still back at base reviving. So anyway, now we've been able to clear most of their initial towers. The only one we haven't gotten is this one. So this is now our primary target as a team. We've gotten the other 2 outer towers. It's time to force a fight here in middle lane and get this tower, because this will open up more of their jungle and open up more of their team's position to us. So again, that's sort of the strategy of the game, is knowing where to prioritize, what targets to go after. We also can try to go after their blue buff when it spawns. We do have some pretty good ward coverage over there. But the other thing we can go for is we can look to force a Baron fight as well. So we were, right now I'm actually sweeping for wards. I'm checking to see if they have any ward coverage over here at Baron. But notice what we spot when we come over here. We see a Clairvoyant, so we can't actually go for Baron because they have vision on us and it's just too risky. So instead what we're going to do is we're going to do what I said a minute ago. We're going to try to put pressure on this middle lane. Notice Tristana's not here. Trist is down here farming. Nubby Cake doing a good job of doing that. He does need farm. He needs to continue farming. But because he's down there, because we've got the 2 towers down, that means that we can force pressure on this middle lane and force a fight at this tower right here. So here comes the movement speed boost plus Irelia's. There's the Gangplank ult for more slows. I'm going to flash ult. So Soraka's going to get out of there with their own flash, but we are able to catch Annie. We are able to finish off that kill. And so now that combination of ultimates has opened up the middle of the map for us. We're going to be able to get this tower, and we're going to continue fighting right now because we're in good shape. Tristana is going to have to rocket jump over the wall. Does a nice job of that. So we're able to score that second tower. There's the Clairvoyant's Revision. And again, instead of jumping into their base and instead of diving here, we are going to make the smart play and go back and go for this Baron. So again, we've got one of them dead. We've got Annie killed right here. Their blue buff is up as well. We can look to grab that next. But right now, we're going to come out here. If we're going to try to force a fight here. Notice how Annie is the strongest member of their team by far. While Annie is down, we have a window of opportunity to come in here and take Baron. They'll have to fight us 5v4 and without their strongest member. Nocturne is right here. We know that he's here. We're waiting for that ult, waiting for him to come in, but he waits too long, and we actually score Baron before he even jumps in. And then that's an easy kill, 5v1. So here we go, going after Tristana. I'm going to try to come in here. I was trying to get that power cord slow. There's the Irelia's boost, and she actually is going to get out, but Tristana did have to burn her flash. So it will be down for the next fight, down for the next few minutes. And then teammates pinging a ward here. So we're going to kill that ward, going to grab this blue buff, steal their blue as well. I think we're going to try to get it on... Okay, we're going to get it on Cole here. Okay, I guess Donsky doesn't need it that much because he is an energy-based champ, not a mana-based champ, even though he's building AP. And now we're going to go for Dragon, and after we grab Dragon, we'll have that much more global gold, and we can go back to base, and from that point, we can just look to start pushing and look to start doing more and more damage to their own base here. They, at this point in time, their team started asking for a rematch because I guess things have just started to snowball at this point. So we weren't exactly sure what they wanted us to do at this point, but we just decided that we would continue playing as though the match were still going on. So I was going to ask, are we still playing, or you guys want to stop here? We actually did not have time for a rematch in any case because Seirun does live in Europe, and it was already very, very late in Europe when he was playing this match, and he needed to go to bed. So we really were not able to continue and do another game. Okay, so more itemizing. I have finished Irelia's Reverie. You saw me using it in the last few fights. I do have the cooldown boots. That should max out cooldown reduction. Yep, so there you see. You do want max cooldown reduction on most supports, Sona being no exception. That means that my skills are all on a 4-second cooldown, and my ult's on a 72-second cooldown. But so I can basically stance between these 3 skills constantly because they're on such short cooldowns. So the standard Sona button mashing, face roll on the keyboard, right? So that's useful. And then because I had so much gold, I just decided, you know, what the hey, let's grab a needlessly large rod for some extra ability power, even though Sona's ability power ratios are bad. Anyway, Varus gets too aggressive here and dives into the middle of their team, and he actually does get blown up by Brian Fang's Annie right there. And look how low, oh, that Tristana's on like 5 HP, but we can't seem to get in there and get the last hit. However, we are going in after Annie, and Cole is going to get that kill. Rest of our team was not there. This was actually a pretty silly fight to be doing because Varus just kind of went in before anyone else on our team was there. Here comes the Nocturne ultimate. It's actually going to jump on me, but I'm not in that much danger. I'm actually do have quite a bit of health, and then we're able to blow him down. So 2,000 health, I mean, it's not a ton, but for a support, it's not that bad either. So he's not able to just blow me up instantly. Actually did not have flash off cooldown, so I was in some danger there, but able to get out. So we're able to score that kill, and with Annie and Nocturne down, we should be able to get this. Notice the power chord slow, just a little micro thing. Able to get that slow on Tristana. She is able to get out of there with rocket jump, but we nearly were able to kill her there. So again, using that power chord, using it for the slow is very, very important. And was been able to use that to pretty good effect. If you can use movement speed boost for your team, then plus power chord to slow them, and also pop Irelia's, you can really affect these team fights. Anyway, though, looks like they decided to give up, and Tristana actually not disconnected, jumped out of the game, so we actually did get a kill there. And now we're just going to finish off this match right here. Here comes in the Gangplank ultimate. Going to use the Sona ult right there on Brian Fang, the Annie player, and are we going to finish him off? But nope, he's going to Zanya's in the fountain, and so that's going to allow them to escape. And so we're just going to continue hitting on the Nexus, or at least that's what I was doing. I was like, let's just finish this. Their team's not really here. So we're going to finish this. And here comes Varus. And oh, poor Graves, not able to get into the fight. But hey, he's standing there looking tough. So you know that he's a bad dude as he stands there in the background not doing anything. Okay, anyway, let's finish this one. Here is the final stat screen, and the biggest difference in this game was the bottom lane. I'm not trying to brag or anything here, but we were, I believe, the difference in this match. Varus and I were able to take control of that bottom lane with our 2 champions. I believe that we scored something like 7 or 8 kills down in bottom lane. Both of our 2 deaths, Varus suffered the death at the end of the game when he just started playing a little bit silly and kind of rushed into the middle of their team by himself. I suffered the death when I gave up first blood in a similarly foolish move when we tried the jungle invasion. But outside of that, we really did control that bottom lane, and poor Nubcake, Alex, and Kid Alphonse just had a really rough go of it in this game with the matching 0-4-1 scoreline. So if I hadn't stolen so many kills away from Graves, it would have been even more lopsided. It probably should have been like 1 or 2 kills for me, and then Varus should have had like 8 or 9 kills. And if he had had that many kills, he could have finished like a Phantom Dancer, and it would have just been that much more ridiculous. So I don't want to take all the credit. I think our teammates played really well. Seirun did a nice job of jungling. I saw him stealing a lot of neutral camps on the other side of the map, doing jungle invasions. He was there to grab 2 different dragons and a Baron for us. Cole's ultimates from top lane were just really, really helpful. He ulted down in the bottom lane, I think, a good 2 or 3 times, and he never really left top lane, but he didn't really have to. He was able to stay up in top lane and keep farming and just use his ultimate to influence things elsewhere on the map. And if he had managed to get an Atmog, if the game had gone much longer, he would have gotten an Atma's Impaler, and then he would have been very, very strong indeed. So just doing the Farm Fest top thing. And then Donsky had a little bit of a rough go in middle lane. He did die a number of times, but at the end of the game, he seemed to be sort of turning the corner along with the rest of us and getting much, much stronger. Did have the Will of the Ancients and the Death Cap there. So I want to give credit to the other team as well. Thanks to GoingBerserk for asking to set this up. It was fun. If you want, we can play another match next time. Maybe they will ban Graves next time. Part of the reason why I think we had so much success is Graves is probably the strongest AD carry at the moment. I do think that Sona is the strongest support at the moment. So again, that's my opinion, but I think that it's pretty well backed up by what we've been seeing in recent tournament matches from the pro players. So again, partly I think that we did play the lane well, but I think that we had stronger champions as well. And I would think that this video is a good demonstration of how to play against Soraka as a support and how to deal with that heal when you're up against the Soraka support down in bottom lane. So anyway, once again, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed this one. And again, thanks to GoingBerserk and his friends for help setting this up and allowing us to play this scrimmage match. Until next time, take care, guys. I'll see you soon.